All right, so this vid will be for all of those cryptocurrency suckers out there. Hi, I'm John McNeil, and this is the Invest Strong Network. Welcome. So, over the last few months, a very harsh reality has set in for many a cryptocurrency investor. So, for the last several years, especially over the last year or so since the CV-19 pandemic, cryptocurrencies had been all the rage. They were underpinned by the fear of inflation, by the urge to have anonymity and privacy in transactions, and also the general drive to diversify portfolios amongst uh, investors of various stripe. However, the sellout, the sell off rather, that has really ripped the cryptocurrency since early May has brought a harsh reality to many a crypto investor, especially those who entered in the, shall we say, late winter and early spring of this year at the towards the top of the market. Okay, let's take them one by one. So, since the CV-19 pandemic, the federal government, along with the Federal Reserve, have been printing money and spending it like all get out, right? And of course, it has been warned that inflation is soon to follow as the currency is debased by all of these new digital dollars that are being poured into the market. Now, in fact, that very thing has begun to happen, right? So, in the first half of 2021, inflation had spiked at its highest rate in some 30 years. Very worrisome. Now, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin in particular, was looked at as a hedge against inflation, right? Since it is not a fiat currency and thus is not subject to the whims of governments overprinting or creating digits and doing quantitative easing and all of that stuff. However, the exact opposite has happened. So, as inflation has spiked in this country in the first half of 2021, the value of Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin have all lost between 50 and 70% simultaneously. Where is the hedge? Right? Where's the hedge? So with losses of this magnitude, to be honest, I mean, it's better to just continue to hold the regular greenback, lose your 5% or 7% year over year, and you would come out way ahead than losing 50 to 75% by owning a cryptocurrency. Right. So the bona fides of these cryptocurrencies as a hedge against inflation has been exposed as being false, as has the second point of contention, and that is the cryptocurrency ability to act as a protector of privacy and provider of anonymity in online transactions. You see, earlier this year, several companies, a pipeline company, a food company, several others, had been hit by these ransomware attacks. So these attackers, mostly from Russia, would basically attack their computer systems, seize control, and then basically force the owners of the companies to pay a ransom in Bitcoin in order to receive control over their computerized systems again. Well, these companies did so. So the cyber crooks made out like bandits, right? Ah, not so fast. You see, the U.S. government, the FBI in particular, somehow, and I'm certainly not a technical guy. I don't know how they did it, but they were able to go find the crooks who did this and actually claw back the cryptocurrency payments that were made, right? So that sent a clear shot across the bow of persons who think that, or who thought that these transactions would be anonymous, that their privacy would be completely protected, and thus it would be better than, shall we say, PayPal or Zelle or Venmo or any of these other kind of payments. Not true at all. That has also been exposed as being a falsehood, right? Now, the third leg underpinning the value of cryptocurrency was the idea that uh, investors needed to invest in cryptocurrency to diversify their portfolios. So you would have real estate, you have um, stocks, bonds, maybe ETFs, maybe perhaps even some less liquid assets such as art or precious metals, things like that. And in addition to that, having a percent in cryptocurrency would seem to make sense. But this massive sell off this year, this part of this year, has really exposed that as also being a fool's errand, because there has been over the last several months a secular rotation in the sell off of stock assets in particular. So we've had drawbacks in the technology sector, drawbacks in the overall tech sector, drawbacks in the value sector, drawbacks in the financials. And they've all recovered to some degree, but there have been drawbacks in all of those areas. Now, the drawbacks have been between roughly 6 and 12%. Certainly not the end of the world, but correction territory drawbacks. Well, when you look at that and then you compare it to the 55% loss in Bitcoin, the 75% drawdown in Dogecoin, the 60% loss in Ethereum, one must ask themselves, well, why in the world would you want to diversify your portfolio into some crap like that, right? I mean, if you're willing to digest and take the hit of a market correction of, say, 10 to 15%, and perhaps even a bear market of 15 to 35%, why would you want to diversify into some asset that will lose you 70 to 80%, right? And that just, I mean, that just begs the question. And so it seems to me that this particular sell-off in the cryptocurrencies is different from all the others, right? And whereas previously, historically, they would have these massive sell-offs, rebound, and surge far higher than their previous highs. The way I see this, I don't see why anyone would want to make the mistake of pouring their money into cryptocurrencies, be it that the three major underpinnings of their value have just been cut, right? And so, is it possible that they could recover their losses, perhaps even go higher in the future? Yes, of course, that's certainly possible. Is it possible that these digital currencies have in fact lost their panache forever? Yes, that's absolutely possible also. And in fact, I'm actually kind of hedging towards that answer, right? Which is why, as of this moment, I have zero portion of my portfolio in cryptocurrencies. Why? I mean, that's just they do not have earnings. They do not pay a dividend. Uh, all of the value metrics that has underpinned capitalism for the last 400 plus years are just not there with these cryptocurrencies. They're just not. And so hopefully this has been a hard lesson. It's been a hard lesson for those people who bought back at the highs and didn't sell before it was too late. But it should be a warning for any persons going forward. Hey, tread super duper carefully in dealing in these cryptocurrencies. They have been exposed as not as valuable as been made out to be. And you do not want to be the next crypto sucker. All right. So those are my thoughts for this week. If you've appreciated them, please hit that thumbs up button. I need you to do it. Please do it for me. Also, please leave a comment. I want to know your thoughts, your experiences in this cryptocurrency realm. I'd love to know it. Also, subscribe. I beg of you to subscribe to Invest Strong. All right. Thank you so much, friends, and good blessings.